Assalamualaikum madam, I will explain about the policy I have chosen, which is rural policy, in more detail. The government needs to ensure that the newly launched Vision for Common Prosperity 2030 achieves its goals. Besides increasing rural allocation, it needs to focus on eradicating poverty as a whole, not only infrastructure such as roads, water and electricity, but also economic growth. For this task I decided to take a Rural Development Policy, DPLB, the targeted rural area, to offer employment and business opportunities that can increase the income of the rural population. With this policy, the government has a high commitment. It will eliminate the quality of life gap between urban and rural area. It creates the opportunities of an economic, for example, youths to live in the area rural. It can attract some urban residents and investors to move and stay to rural areas. This rural development policy has a vision. Their vision is for prosperous, inclusive, sustainable and holistic rural as the main agenda in Malaysia's rural development process by 2030. This will give birth to rural communities, such as rural communities that are prosperous in various aspects. The vision of Rural Prosperous also targets sustainable development that will ensure balanced and complementary development between social, economic and natural aspects. The implementation of the DPLB is supported by 10 core development projects in rural areas that will drive policies and strategies towards achieving the vision. The implementation of the DPLB is supported by 10 core development projects in rural areas that will drive policies and strategies towards achieving the vision. This policy covers the new priorities and emphasis that have been identified. It will be a key rural development policy that supports national development policies and programs. Poverty eradication programs that have long been implemented in the country are seen as less effective, because poverty still affects the rural population, especially in Sabah and Sarawak. It will determine to continue to ensure that the standard and quality of life of rural become better and more comfortable. The preparation infrastructure in rural will have the priority such as rural roads, treated water, and electricity, digital and gain and enhance access to quality services. Various measures have also been implemented to increase the income generation program of the rural population, especially for low-income households, B40, to overcome the rising cost of living and increase efforts to bridge the socio-economic development gap between cities, villages and regions. In conclusion, the implementation of this policy will build a rural community. They can become proactive to develop their local community. For example, accelerating the technological progress, because the era of the Fourth Industrial Revolution. I trust the rural community will be the catalyst for the development and prosperity of the nation in making Malaysia a developed, competitive country. Drive Malaysia in transforming into a developed country.